everyone, it's Kaitlin. Welcome back to Bandit and Cass. Today we are going to be relaxing and doing a little bit of a cozy journaling session together. I'll be doing a spread on the fall season so I can get ready for all the amazing things that happen with fall. As well, I'll be making a self-care spread, and then finally I'll be showing you my Q4 goals spread setup. You definitely don't need any of these spreads in order to have a productive and functional bullet journal. I just thought I would show you a couple of these spreads that I'm making in my free time because I had a lot of fun making them, and I thought that it would be nice to share it with you all. So starting off with the first spread, I am making a autumn bucket list or fall bucket list. Admittedly, I was gonna write fall as the title, but I didn't like the way fall took up only a quarter of the page, so I decided to write autumn instead because I liked the way it looked better. Although I am a pretty functional person, sometimes I have weird little preferences when it comes to stuff visually, so that is an example of one of them. I actually really loved how with this lettering I was able to go really big. I really love how there isn't a big difference between the up and down strokes, and it's definitely a lettering style I really liked doing. This is probably the only time you'll ever see me doodle in my journal, but I did just draw a little leaf on the side because I thought that it was quite well suited to this spread and it adds a little bit of detail and pizzazz. In the actual spread, I am making 3 sections across the 2 pages. On the first page, I'm dividing it in half, and on the top, I'm writing movies, and on the bottom, I'm writing recipes. This will be a spot for me to record any fall or Halloween movies I want to watch, as well as any fall treats that I want to eat. Even though it says recipes, I am going to be putting stuff under the recipes section that I may not want to make myself. Although I am quite a bit of a baker, so I do really like making stuff whenever I have the tools and enthusiasm to do so. On the right side, I decided to take the entire page to have a list of fall activities I want to do. This includes stuff like carving a pumpkin, drinking apple cider, making applesauce, all of that stuff that is really fun, but sometimes if I don't write it down, I forget to do it. So that is kind of why I have them all recorded in this spread. In the second spread, I am making a bit of a self-care guide. In one of the books that I'm reading at night that has evening meditations, I came across a passage during the September equinox that talked about the importance of taking the time during the equinox to review how balanced your life is and if there's any imbalances that you want to identify and resolve. So I thought this was a really great time for me to make this self-care guide where I could write different types of self-care that I can do in order to support all forms of myself. So I found these prompts for the types of self-care on a website, which I'll link below. I really liked how all of the categories were pretty defined and there was a helpful description of the category and what things could fall in it, which was really helpful. So the categories that I have are practical, then I have spiritual, physical, emotional, social, and then mental. So I just went in and on the side of each flourish, I decided to write the header. As a side note, this is probably one of my favorite spreads I made in this plan with me. I just really love the flourishes and the title in the middle. I am surprised that I haven't thought of this sooner, but now that I have a feeling I'll be recreating this type of spread structure a lot more often. So here's a little look at a couple things I filled in. Feel free to pause if you want to see what I do for self-care and get any ideas for yourself. But I thought this spread was really fun. Definitely not necessary, but it was a good time, and I'm excited to sit down later and reflect even more on things that I can do in order to have myself in the best physical, mental, and spiritual state possible. Goal setting for me has been always a bit of a tricky journey because I'm the kind of person that doesn't really like feeling restricted or committed to things. However, I thought it would be good to have a spot to write down a couple intentions I want to have for the last 3 months of 2020. And I'm really trying to focus on writing goals in here that I feel confident that I can actually achieve. Of course, I really want them to be challenging, but I also want to feel like I have a shot at actually getting them done. So that was kind of my approach when writing things in each goal section. I also created a bunch of sections for goals, as I just kind of alluded to there. I have a bunch of sections like money, relationships, creativity, social media, personal development, mental health, physical health, and home. Yes, home, because I do like to organize my space quite a lot, so having a home category makes a lot of sense for me. I also find by creating these categories, it helps me kind of focus in on areas of my life that I want to either maintain or improve on. At the bottom, I got this idea from my good friend Faith at Bullet Journaling with Faith. I added a future goals section where I am going to brainstorm any goals that I maybe want to accomplish in 2021, or maybe if I come across a goal that I want to work on in the future, but maybe now due to quarantine reasons, it's not really the most feasible. So that is what I'll be putting down there. Now that I've finished my goal spread, I'm going to do a quick flip through of all of the spreads that we did today. I hope that these spreads give you a bit of inspiration for your own journal, or maybe just watching this video was mildly entertaining perhaps. And I hope that this was a way for you guys to see how I like to plan creatively in my journal and have a little bit of fun while still making it in line with what I need for my journal. Thank you so much for everyone who's still watching. I appreciate all of you, and until next time, I hope you all are happy and healthy. Bye, everyone.